Postcards from a Neo-Romantics Extrasolar Grand Tour, with selections from the writings of Lord Byron.
Copyright 2021 by David Peterson. All artwork copyright 2021 by David Peterson and Mandy Conti. Soul. Portrait of the author with the Mediterranean coast in the distance. Dear me. Hope you are well. I'm writing from the picturesque shoreline at World, Mediterranean branch, the day before departure. As you know, arranging for a year off was problematic, but it was good of Central to finally allow me to clone my core, install it in a disposable frame, send it on the grand tour, and then reintegrate on return in a year's time. It's sad that I can't go, but at least I can go. A cacophony of choice awaits. A din I plan on taming with long silent walks and extrasolar climbs. There is pleasure in the pathless woods, there is rapture in the lonely shore, there is society where none intrudes, by the deep sea, and music in its roar. I love not man the less, but nature more. Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, L.B. Soul. Portrait of a stranger at Sol 3 Terminus. Dear me. My extrasolar grand tour began propitiously with a chance meeting in the Earth Departure Grid Lounge. This fine fellow's love of travel instantly marked him as a kindred spirit, and his opinion of our blue marble was so positive that verily it put me to shame. Ah! Gentle, fleeting, wavering sprite, friend and associate of this day! To what unknown region born, wilt thou, now, wing thy distant flight? Adrian's address to his soul when dying, L.B. Tau Ceti, 12 light years. Thruster Town, Tau Ceti F. Dear me. During the AI wars, the skies were darkened by enormous ships shuttling troops to the front lines and returning with parts for the recycling plants. After the sentient dust had settled, the thruster pods were repurposed as makeshift dwellings for the few survivors. Thruster Town is a reminder that scraps must suffice when a golden age has been squandered. In massy hoariness, the ruined wall stands when its wind-worn battlements are gone, the bars survive the captive they enthrall, the day drags through, though storms keep out the sun, and thus the heart will break, yet brokenly live on. Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, L.B. Tau Ceti, 12 light years. Refuse Hill, near the Dragon Hypocenter, Tau Ceti F. Dear me. Sorry it's been a while. I took rooms for a couple of solar weeks at the border of the habitable zone, not far from Dragon Falls. As a writer, I thought it would be worth putting up with the nanites and radiation for a chance to converse with the descendants of the Cetan work camps. In truth, I think I was actually looking forward to the challenges of boutique squalor. Surprisingly, their privation is mediated by a community of inscrutably motivated volunteers, working quietly to provide the necessities of life to a population too worn down to offer much except an occasional appreciative glance. The worlds are bigger than I know. Till taught by pain, men really know not what good water's worth. Don Juan, L.B. Tau Ceti, 12 light years. Oasis City, Tau Ceti F. Dear me. The monotonous desolation of the Hamiltonian desert heightens the impact of this respite from the heat and dust when it suddenly appears on the horizon. How reassuring the gates must have been for stragglers displaced by endless cycles of famine and war. Standing alone in the orange dusk, I fancy their voices echo still, above the wail of the stinging sand and the hum of the maintenance droids. In the desert a fountain is springing, in the wide waste there still is a tree, and a bird in the solitude singing, which speaks to my spirit of thee. Stanzas to Augusta, L.B. Tau Ceti, 12 light years. Tomb of the unknown android, Tau Ceti F. Dear me. Now overgrown with air sponges, this monument was erected jointly, as a tangible first step towards healing and reconciliation, following the cessation of apocalyptic hostilities nearly a local millennium ago. An acknowledgement of shared pain and loss, the memorial complex thankfully marks the last instance of coordinated planet-wide conflict in local history. Yet peace and progress still remain a dream for most of this fractured populace. The midnight brought the signal sound of strife, the morn the marshalling in arms, the day, battle's magnificently stern array. The thunder clouds close o'er it, which when rent, the earth is covered thick with other clay, which her own clay shall cover, heaped and pent, rider and horse friend, foe in one red burial blent. The eve of Waterloo, L.B.